This video is intended to be used in conjunction with the Majic Stairs written installation instructions. Current instructions can be found on our website at magicstairsinc.com. When working on ladders or at tall heights, always use all safety precautions to prevent falls. Some attics are very hot in the summer season. Try to work early in the day to avoid heat-related injuries. It is best to work with a helper when installing Majic Stairs. Always use safety glasses and observe all safety rules when working with power tools. Step 1. Confirm the scuttle hole opening size. Majic Stairs are available in two widths. The standard width is designed to fit between trusses for a finished width of 22.5 inches. The wide railing system requires a finished opening of 29.5 inches. Before you start, take a measurement of the opening. Check the spacing at multiple points. If your opening is wider than what is specified, you will need some shims. If the opening is narrower, you will need to spread the joists apart. Now measure the door panel that came with the Majic Stairs. Standard door lengths are 8, 9, and 10 feet. The length of the opening needs to be 1/2 inch less than the length of the door. If you have an 8-foot door, the opening needs to be 95.5 inches long. For a 9-foot door, the opening needs to be 107.5 inches long. And for a 10-foot door, the opening needs to be 119.5 inches long. The more precise you are with the opening, the easier the install. Step 2. Installing the attic railings and motor. Start with the red corner balusters. The corner balusters have 4 holes at the foot. Install each baluster 10 inches back from the opening on the side that your stairs will hinge from. It is always a good idea to pre-drill the holes. Use 4 lag bolts with washers. Check for level and adjust the lag bolts as necessary. Make certain that the top of the balusters are lined up so that your railing will mount in line with the tabs. For the standard stairs, your balusters should be 25.5 inches apart. For the wide stairs, they should be 32.5 inches apart. The 2 inside lags should catch your joist or bottom truss cord. If your attic is small, mount the balusters further back to allow room to maneuver. Determine how your attic is set up. See page 10, figure 2 of our installation instructions. The red attic railing must be supported every 4 feet by a truss leg or a red intermediate baluster. If needed, mount the intermediate balusters with 2 lag bolts and washers in each. Remember to make certain that the top of the baluster is in line with the railing. Finish mounting the intermediate balusters and attic end brace if required. If your attic construction is with trusses, your railings will mount to the truss framing at the motor end of the opening. Set your rails on the balusters with 1 inch overlapping the corner balusters. Attach using 2 number 12 Tex screws per baluster. If mounting to truss framing, drill a 3/8 inch hole in the railing and through the structural part of the truss and bolt it on using the 5/16 inch by 3 inch bolt, washer, and lock nut. If you're using an attic end brace, you will have 2 red balusters with holes in them to align with the end brace. Attach the balusters to the end brace with the supplied 1/4 inch by 2.5 inch bolts, washers, and lock nuts. Cut off any length of rail that is not needed. The motor assembly should be mounted on 14 to 24 inches from the back of the opening. Hang the motor bracket on one of the rails and swing it horizontal to catch the other rail. Square the motor to the opening and fasten with 6 number 14 Tex screws. 2 screws go through the pre-drilled holes in the bracket and 1 screw goes down from the top into the railing per side. Tighten the motor mounting bolts and lock nuts. If you need to mount the motor lower than the handrails, call Majic Stairs for assistance. Step 3. Install the left and right yellow hanging brackets. The yellow hanging brackets are designed with an upper set and a lower set of mounting holes. Use only one row and pick the row that gives you the strongest mount. Your stairs should be installed with a finished floor in the attic. If you plan on adding additional flooring in your attic, you will need to mount the yellow hanging bars so that they will be at least 1/16 of an inch above the finished floor. Check the level of the attic floor. Start with the highest side and mount the hanging bracket with at least 1/16 of an inch above the floor using the supplied 5/16 by 1.5 inch lag bolts with washers at the end holes of the hanging bracket. Install the lags on the side of the elongated holes furthest from the header. You want the yellow hanging brackets to have some adjustment front to back. Mount the second hanging brackets using a level across the two in the same way as the first. If your attic floor is not level, one side may be higher than the other. This is fine. Once all the adjustments are made, you will go back and install an additional 2 lag bolts and washers in each hanging bar. Step 4. Stair assembly. Place the stairs right side up on a protected surface or sawhorses. Locate the 3 black rods that were packaged with the yellow hanging brackets. Insert the rod with 1 small or no holes into the top set of holes in the main frame. Slide a shaft collar on each end of the rod, with equal lengths of rod showing. Fully tighten the set screw on the shaft collars using an Allen wrench. Keep the shaft collars aligned with one another and facing down so you have access to the set screws once the stairs are in place. Next, find the angle adjustment rod, the one with a hole in each end, and slide it through the holes in the main frame that are approximately 28 inches from the top rod. Slide a shaft collar on each end with the set screw 90 degrees from the hole in the rod. With equal lengths of rod showing on each side, tighten the set screws with a firm twist. The remaining black rod should have a notch on each end. Slide this rod through the holes at the bottom tread of the stairs. Install a shaft collar on either side, and with the rod centered, firmly tighten the set screws. Remember to keep set screws in the same position from one side to the other. Step 5. Attach the balusters and rails. If you have tight attic space, you might want to wait to install the balusters and handrails until after the stairs are in place. The handrails do not run the length of the stairs. When the stairs are deployed, the handrail will land immediately above the bottom tread. Mount your first baluster between the 3rd and 4th tread from the bottom using 4 number 14 Tech screws. If you have a minimal space from a wall when the stairs are deployed, you can mount the baluster further to give you more room. You will have a minimum of 3 and up to 8 balusters per side depending on the size of the stairs you are installing. Place one of the red handrails on the stairs next to the baluster you installed with an overlap of 1 inch. Position a second baluster at the opposite end of the handrail so that the handrail overlaps 1 inch. If you have 3 balusters per side, place the third one approximately in the middle. If you have 4 or more balusters per side, space them as evenly as possible. The balusters cannot be mounted where the tread bolt heads protrude. Once the balusters are all mounted, drill a 5/16 inch hole through the stringer and angle iron of the X-frame using the bottom hole of the baluster as a guide. Install the 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch hex bolts and 1/4 inch lock nuts on each baluster and tighten. Fasten the rail to the balusters using 2 number 12 Tech screws per baluster. Repeat the process for the other side. Step 6. Lift the stairs into place. Slide the main frame up tight to the top step and secure it there using electrical wire or rope. If installing a 13 or 14 tread stair, 2 people should be able to lift the stairs into place. If installing larger stairs, find the cable in your hardware bag labeled lift cable. Pass the end of the cable with the loop under the 1.5 inch square tube and the 3rd tread from the top. Pull the cable through the looped end and attach the motor assembly roller tube by sliding the crimped fitting into the slot into the center of the tube. Pair the remote to the motor by simultaneously pressing and holding the up and down arrows of the remote until the motor jogs. Repairing lasts for a limited time. It may be necessary to repair the motor and remote if you exceed this time. With one person in the attic and another below, use the remote to raise the stairs into place. Press the up arrow to raise the stairs and the My button to stop the motor. Do not stand under the stairs or allow anyone or any pets to stand under the stairs while performing this step. Maneuver the top step into the attic and carefully lower the pivot rod into the pockets on the yellow hanging brackets. You may need to press the up arrow multiple times as the motor does not operate smoothly until it is programmed. With the pivot rod secured into the pockets on the yellow hanging brackets, insert the gold-colored 1/4 inch by 1.5 inch bolts into the holes in the rod pocket and tighten. Remove the electrical wire or rope that you used to secure the main frame to the stairs. Use the down arrow to unwind the lifting cable and remove it. Use a bullet level to adjust the bottom feet and level the treads side to side and front to back. Step 7. Install the threaded adjustment rods and drive cable. Remove the 1/4 inch nylock nut and 1/4 inch regular nut from one of the threaded rods. Hold the spring in place and slip the rod through the welded square nut on the yellow hanging bracket. Thread the regular nut all the way on, then drop the rod through the hole on the angle rod. Install the 1/4 inch nylock nut on the end of the threaded rod. Repeat the procedure for the other threaded rod. Hold the threaded rod with a pair of vice grips and tighten the 1/4 inch nylock nuts on the top of the threaded rods until the rod shows through the nut. Now tighten each lower nylock nut until the springs are compressed. You may need to tighten the top nylock nut as well. Step 8. Install the drive cable. The drive cable has 2 crimped and 1 loose fitting on each end. Using the remote, position the roller tube so that the open end of the slot is accessible. The open end is opposite the power cord. Install one end of the drive cable with the end facing inward. Stop about 1 inch from the end of the roller tube. Install the other end facing inward, so it is 1 inch from the end. The 2 cable ends must face each other. Give each cable a sharp bend so that they hang down. Find the center of the cable at the bottom and hook it under the washer and bolt on the face of the bottom step. Hook the cable into the notches on each end of the cable rod and slide the hitch pins into the small hole on each end of the cable rod. Have a helper stand on the bottom tread and hold the cables with downward pressure and about 4 feet apart, holding them against the joists. Use the up arrow on the remote to pulse the motor until the cables are tight and have adjusted themselves to have equal tightness on both sides. Tighten the bolt with a 9/16 wrench. Step 9. Fitting the stairs. From the attic, use the remote to lift the stairs. Watch for obstructions as the stairs raise and crawl forward. Also, watch the 1/4 inch threaded adjustment rods to make sure they do not contact a truss member. If the threaded rods are near a truss leg, you may need to install a guide to keep them from catching. A length of 2x4 cut to fit works well. Stop the stairs with the My button when the angle rod is about to the ceiling. Check the spacing on both sides of the stairs. If one side is too close, loosen the lags in the yellow hanging bracket on that side and slide the hanging bracket away from the header until the stairs have equal spacing on each side. Tighten the lags to maintain the adjustment. Pulse the stairs up until the feet of the bottom tread are inside the framed opening. You may need to help pull the stairs into the attic until the bottom door is attached. Step 10. Install the door panel. Attach the supplied length of chain to the header with a wood screw and washer, approximately 4 inches up from the bottom center of the header. With a helper, lift the door with the hinge side up and hook it to the chain using the round white peg that is welded to the door frame. Swing the door up and install the U-bolt assembly under the 1/2 inch white rod attached to the door frame. Tighten the nylock nuts on the U-bolt assembly and raise the stairs until the panel is at the ceiling. Working from a ladder, pull the hinge side of the door back against the header, center the door to the opening, and install the hex head white screws through the hinge and into the header. With the remote, pulse the stairs up until the door panel is closed and centered. Now is a good time to install trim around the door panel. If you choose to do so, maintain at least a 1/4 inch margin around the entire panel and do not cover the hinge with trim. Step 11. Final adjustments. To complete the final adjustments, you must have the door panel installed. Using the remote, lower the stairs until they touch the floor. Grab the handrails and pull the stairs backwards to you. If the stairs slide, you will need to tighten the nylock nuts on the threaded rods. If you run out of adjustment on the lower nylock nut, you can use the upper nylock nut. For each inch of slide, turn the nylock nut 2 full turns. Adjust the other threaded rod so that the spring is equally compressed as the first rod. Using the remote, raise the stairs about 18 inches and then lower them to the floor again. Grab the handrails and pull the stairs backward to you again. Repeat this process until there is no longer any slide of the stairs across the floor. The stairs should land on the floor at the same time they are fully extended. If you do not complete this adjustment, the stairs can slide as you're walking up them, creating a potential hazard. Step 12. Programming the remotes. After completing the final adjustments and with the stairs in the down position, pulse the up arrow on the remote until the cables are taut but the bottom tread is still touching the floor. Press and hold the up arrow and the My button simultaneously until the stairs raise to the closed position. Tap the down arrow until the door slightly opens. Now using the up arrow, pulse the stairs till the door panel just touches the ceiling. If there is any pressure on the cables, you will have to perform a factory reset and repeat this step in its entirety. With the panel just touching the ceiling, press and hold the down arrow and the My button simultaneously until the stairs start to move down. While the stairs are moving down, stop them with the My button. Now hold down the My button until the stairs jog. Turn the remote over and with a pin or nail, press and hold the recessed Program button until the stairs jog. The motor is now programmed. Using the remote you just worked with, press and hold the Program button again until the motor jogs. Now using the other remote, press and hold the Program button on it until the motor jogs. Both remotes are now programmed to the motor. Install the second remote in the attic using one of the white hex head screws so that it cannot be removed easily. Step 13. Final checklist. Tighten the regular nuts on the threaded rods to lock them in place against the angle rod. Tighten the nuts on the legs and cable bolt. Add the remaining 5/16 by 1.5 inch lag bolts and washers to each of the hanging bars. You should have 4 bolts per hanging bar. Cut off any excess threaded rod and place a red rubber protective cover over the rod end. Install the plastic caps on the ends of the red rails. Mount the 2 safety signs and mark the forward crawl area with red paint. Register your warranty at MagicStairsInc.com. Your serial number is on the bottom tread, lower left side. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.